What's up, everybody? This is Al the Pal 78, and I'm about to take care of some stuff for you. We're gonna do some login and registration stuff right here, and I'm redoing this video for my wedding planner only. We're gonna start by using this stuff right here, which is just a complement of what they have here. Actually, I could literally just use what they have here. Doesn't make a difference. The first thing you want to do is make a actual. Well, you want to put this tool set in the folder that you're going to be making all your stuff in. All right. I had a login and registration. I just deleted because I'm going to do everything over. This is for wedding planner now. This is the login and registration I will be using for wedding planner, and I'm gonna add it to wedding planner. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna separate it so I could copy and paste it into wedding planner. So I could also use it for future products and develop it better, like put a username versus just an email, but it's still easier to log in with an email, and then I think that's the best username there is because you could test for that easier, and then you could have a display name which doesn't really need to be in the database until after you created everything. I mean, you can have a username in the database, but you still should be logging in with your email address. That's how I feel, but so this is my folder. Let's go on to the login and registration. First thing you want to do is put this into the folder that you wanted in with this. I am there at that folder, but I already put that line of code in, so that's for you guys. All right, with this .NET Package Entity Framework, before we could even do that, that's why I'm doing this. We have to create our project. So let's start that right now. And I'm doing this because sometimes when I copy and paste, it just adds MVC slash no dash dash no dash HTTPS, and this is because you'll put security stuff afterwards later on in life. This is just for show, and we're gonna call this login and registration. That's what I called it last time, and I'm recalling it that today. Now hopefully this builds with no problem, and it looks like it did. All right, so now that will come with what you need, this entity framework stuff. I have a cheat sheet for that too. I could just go to the website and just copy both of them. And I'm gonna try to put this email in my GitHub. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna delete my GitHub one right after this. Right during this, I'm gonna delete that one. Let me see if I have login and registration. Let's see. I might not have it in there. No, I never put it in there. So let's create a new one. So when I'm done with this video, I could post it here. Log in C#. The login and registration C#. Right, there you go. MVC. There you go. And I'm gonna put this on my link so you guys know that it's on my link. All right. I'm actually gonna put this over onto my other screen and make it large over here, so I don't have to accidentally click it and see it. I do that a lot. So this is what we're gonna name it, and we could just leave everything like it is right there, and then we're gonna create repository. Now we'll worry about this later. I will link my login and registration so everybody can use it. And today we're going to be using partials. But now that we created that, let's cd into login up, cd into login and registration. And now here is where I copied this and where I want to put that in. So I'm putting that in like I'm doing it. And if you have Windows, it's easy to follow. I right click to paste, and then since it has more than one, it'll paste the first one and press enter by itself, and then it will paste the second one and press enter and then I have to press enter manually. So all this is inside our stuff. Now it's time to code. Okay, here we go. I got a lot of cheat sheets on my Excel spreadsheets, so that's why I'm using it. As you can see, we got the cheat sheets for a lot of these things, and I think it's better this way because it's a lot easier to just copy this and copy that if I didn't have this to help me walk through our models. But unfortunately, we're not going to be using these models, so that's cool. I mean, that's not unfortunately, that's cool. We don't need to use those models. But the first things first, let's just go. I'm just going to go back and forward here. I don't need my cheat sheet there because it's going to basically give us an idea? Well, we have to create a model named user, right? So let's create that model named user. And we're going to create two models here. So let's right click on it and say new class. This is user. All right. And the second one is going to be login user. All right. And the reason we need that is because we need a login user, right? And this is just this is for our registration and everything like that. But let's just start creating our user object. What do we need in a login and registration usually? Well, we need a key, and we will be bringing in another annotation framework right after I type in the first public. Don't forget to type in public. That's very important that you type the first word in, like public and stuff. That's saying it's declared, everybody could use it. If you want something private, you still want to put private in it. Don't forget that first one. And this is going to be an integer. This is going to be the user ID. Very important. I always capitalize. These are gets and sets. Right? I always capitalize these ID like that. Some people like to make it lowercase. I don't care. I do it my way. So we're going to do this. We're going to be using system data annotations. And we're going to copy this right here. And we're going to put control V. For the user only, we're going to put the data schema. And the reason we're putting a schema is because we're going to put a not map in our confirm password, because we don't need the confirm password in our database. All right, so the key, you don't really have to put required on it, because obviously it's going to be required, and it's going to automatically create a user ID no matter what every time, and then it auto commits by itself. So what else do you think we would need? Let's type it out. We need a first name, right? We need a last name. We don't always have to put first name and last name. You could just put name and that'd be fine. But I like first name, last name. I also like email, because we want to add an email. And then we want to add a password, right? And we want to also add a confirm password. I typed the whole thing out. You know what? We all know confirm password and confirm means confirm password. I'm going to do PW. I'm not going to type out the whole word confirm password. And then I'm also going to be needing a created at. And I'm also going to be, we're going to have to add this in here. So let's just add it in before it says to add it in. System. And that's for the date right here. We're going to be using the date, which is created at and updated at, you know, because eventually we're going to get so good at this that we're going to be able to update it at. Let me see. First name, last name, email, password, confirm password, created at, and updated at. I think that's all we need right there. Let's press Ctrl S. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the Alt, and I'm just going to do this real quick. And we're going to make our lives easier. Public, all right? And that's for that. So for this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, we're gonna put string, lowercase string. Okay. For this one and this one, I'm holding the Alt button down while I'm clicking, so it gives me more than one. We're gonna put date, time. Yeah, time is capitalized. Time. Okay. So you see, for all of them, they're gonna need get and set. So let's just put it like that. Set. All right. For these two, we're gonna need equal sign. Don't worry, everybody. Oh, let's Control Z that. Let's see if we can get that. Okay, look, get set. Don't forget the semicolon is gonna mess everything up. So there you go, right here, and we're gonna put equals. Yeah, I think that's because it's the bottom. Well, let's find out. We'll figure it out in a second. Date, time dot now. So what this is allowing these to do is that it's gonna create the date the moment it creates the user in the login when you register. Okay. So that's that. That's kind of like a lot of the things we're gonna need for almost everything. So above all these right here, I don't have to worry about the word require for a lot of them, but we're gonna just but I'm just gonna go above every single one of these that need it, and we're gonna put the word required. Okay, let's make our lives easier. Let's press Control S, and it'll put it in there for us. All right, for the first name and for the let's see, we're gonna let's put it. Oh, you know what? Let's delete that one. Let's put an alt right here. This is for the. See, I like to have spaces in here. This is gonna be for the first and last name. All right. Yeah, it's gonna be the first and last name. So we're gonna press enter. We're gonna put minimum length. Okay. And in the minimum length, we're gonna put this right here, and we're gonna put one. It has to have at least one character, or it's not gonna work. I mean, and that kind of makes sense. See, I hate that. I like the space. So this all matches. This all matches. Let's get this out of the way. All right. So we want it to make sense. But minimum length one, and we for all of them, we're gonna need a display. So let's come here, here, and here. We will all need a display. So let's just get the display starting. They're all gonna say different things. All right, and in here you put name equals and then that. And so let's just start with this one. We wanted to, okay, Control Z. I didn't mean that to happen. We wanted to say first. Oh no, first and name, and we want it to be just like that. And then this one we wanted to say last name. Oh no. And what this is going to do when we make our web page itself, the page itself, it's going to allow us to see the display named. We want it to be email, and what that does is, this is how it's going to display. If we don't have that there, and when we start doing it, it's going to display like that. And we want it to display like this, so same thing with password. And the same thing with confirm password. All right. All right, and then I didn't do that, huh? So we trying to make this all look neat. So let's see, we got let's get this down one. Let's make them all have a space in between, and so this one is required, but it's not gonna be not mapped. You know what I'm saying? Not map it doesn't allow it to get put into the schema here. I'll show you what I'm saying. All right, let's get in there. All right, so this is my build exam. So we'll go to Quedalicious. So we have this. No, let's just build the exam because they have users in it. So in my users, like when we create the users, what the hell? You want to see the table for users? In our build exam, I had a few different people. Let's make this big so you can see it better. And you see I have the Incredible Hulk and Superman and Jon Snow in there. And everything's good to go. So what I don't have is password, confirm password. I did the same thing for everything. I already had the login registration. I copied and pasted it. Made my life easier for so many different attributes in my life as far as coding in itself. So that's what that does. So let's see. We got email address right here, right? Email. What we also want to do with the email address is type an email address. This is going to help it find make sure the email address is accurate. It has the @ sign. I don't know about the .com. I don't think it works with .com. So you could actually have an error message and everything like that and your required stuff. But, hey, that does it for me. Let it write its own code for us in a way, We are going to be making our own validation for Wedding Planner. But right now, this is everything I need for my user, I believe. And I'm not going to lie, I actually have the whole thing on this sheet right here. But I'm not going to mess with that sheet right now. I'm going to try to do it off the top of my head. Do we need anything else here? Some people have other things that like they have here they have error messages and stuff like that. I don't really need that, because this is going to give me an error message that if you don't write it in, this one's going to give me an error message if it's not more than one. Now your password, You want your password. Oh yeah. Um, you want your password. I'm not gonna make it harsh right now, but you also want a minimum length on your password of 8, right? And you want it to be 8. This when I do wedding planner, I'm gonna actually do a hash password because I learned that. Thank you for my man Seabass. I'm gonna give him a shout out now. Um, yeah, so I learned how to do that, and we will do that in the wedding thing. Let's see, we are on 15 minutes, and I'm already done with the user model, and I was explaining other things that I need to explain. So that's done. Login model. What we need for this? We don't need a key. We need email, and we need password, right? So yeah, so let's do that. All right, let's do the public stuff. Let's do the public stuff in front of both of them so I don't forget. And I'm not lying to you, I forgot last time. And this top one is gonna be a string, and we're gonna call it email. It's gonna be exactly like that one. It's gonna be get and set, and then we're gonna put some spaces in between here, and then we're gonna put public string. Oh, that was a string too. What am I doing? And then we're gonna put get set, and you want to put required for both of them. So let's do the alt thing again. That don't matter with when we save it. It'll why is it not doing the required thing? Oh, you know why? I'm gonna tell you why it's not doing it, because we need to put in that annotation. Let's save this now, and everything goes away. Required email, required password, and we can put extra validations in there. Just want to make sure it's required right now. Okay, so that is that. We got this taken care of. Let's go look in here. It's telling us to do basically the same thing, and now it wants us to make a context for our users. Now, to make my life easier, I could literally just copy and paste this. But let's try doing that. I'm gonna copy and paste the framework one right here though. Let's try doing it without doing it, really looking at that too much. So first things first, we click in here, we're gonna make one called context, right? Second thing, we're gonna click in here, we're gonna make one called validations, because we don't need it for the well, we're gonna do it so just in case we might need it later on in life, we have it, but we don't need it in there right now. So in my context, I'm gonna create a new class called home context, because it's just so much easier to make a home context. So I hate when every time I click on the first line I do that, it doesn't let me do that. And I'm gonna do that again and click down. Okay. So let's see real quick. You see right here it says that database context is extending something. It's extending an abstract class. So, and the lowercase b is actually the important part, because that says connect me. You see right here we're gonna do a home context and stuff like that, right? Yeah. This is me creating on this, so let's clear that out right now so we don't have to see all that. So you see we're gonna be doing the same thing. I could literally copy and paste it, but let's try to do this without it. So I was just making sure I had to put public. Let me see, home context, and we're gonna do the I'm not gonna lie, I forget this sometimes. Okay, that's right. I'm thinking about the DB context right here, right? Options. That's what we're doing right here. We call it options right here. And this is gonna set up options, and we're also gonna do a base. And we're gonna call it options. Pass in the options to it. All right. So let's close that out and do that. And let's see. Bast is not part of base. So hopefully this clears it out. Why is this? This should be fine. Let's see if I need anything else. I doubt it. No code actions. We'll just options. That's why I'm getting that there. And this is saying, hey, what's going on? Must declare a body because it is not my I didn't declare the body like that. I don't need the semicolon. That's what it's saying. Need a body. So we gotta do a public, and let's just double check this. Okay, I'm not going crazy. DB set. All right, and this is users. We're gonna just call it users. It's just so much easier to call users. And as you see right here, we're gonna get okay, I messed that up. I'm glad I looked again. We're gonna call this we're making a list of users. All right, that is our whole thing, and this at the end should be getting set. Yep, I'm not that crazy, but I am. All right, and now we gotta bring in the user here. That's what that's saying. So login registration models up here, so we could bring in the users. And the reason we're bringing in users is because, well, we made the user model, bringing in the model user, right? Now this right here could literally be inside the models. We don't have to separate it, but for readability and stuff like that, it kind of makes sense to do. So that's our home context, and we'll be adding more to this when we make our wedding planner. All right. Now we need a connection string. Now this is kind of important. Now I will be copying this. When you come, let's go to Appsettings.js. Now it has everything, right, that you need for the most part, except the DB info stuff, right? So this is having an issue because it's looking for like the rest of the stuff right here. So I will be copying that, and I will be pasting that. Hold on. Was that the right? Yeah, app settings. Yeah, okay, I'm not going. Oh, yes, I am going crazy. What's on with this? This is oh, what am I doing? I'm going crazy. That's what I'm doing. We want to do that comma down here. Yeah, I knew I was seeing going crazy. Now I'll explain this. I don't know. That's from the I'm copying it from the thing. Password is right, but we're gonna change the database to login and registration. Not bad. Database login and registration. I'm putting it like that, and I like to put DB capitalized. You don't have to put DB. You could leave it. You could put an underscore here. I like it like that. But this is connecting the connection to the actual database information. So your context right here, this right here, this is the table it's going to create inside. And did I close it again? I keep closing it. Inside here, it'll create that database, right? Inside here, it's gonna create this bad database, this schema right here on the users. That's why you only have user inside the context. If you put something else in here and you press migrate, then it'll migrate that. So let's close. Let's not close that. Let's move that over here so I don't keep pressing on it. All right. So that's why I copied that. This made my life easier. And now if I was you, if you're trying to write this down, I can't keep it. Well, I'm gonna put this login and registration inside my GitHub right here repository. Hopefully, I could do it in one time frame. I probably would be using this because I already have a main branch. So hopefully, this allows me to just push it through. You know, but we do have to do probably some of this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's missing that that add, the dot add here like it used to have. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But right now we're not on that level yet. So, and I will connect the link to my GitHub for everybody in this thing. So that's why we use the home context. We don't need to use it no more. We got this is saying, you know, this is the type of connection we want. The connection string is all this stuff. And my password to my database is root, I mean. And in real life scenario, please don't do that. People will be getting into your database like it's cool. So don't do that. That's not good. All right. So that should be kind of like everything we need here. I believe. We'll get back to that if I need to get back to that. So let's close this sucker out. We're gonna go to views, and I'm gonna go to my layout. In here, I'm not gonna need this header, but I'm not deleting the header totally. I don't like the footer for now. And let's go to our home views, and I want to make a one called dashboard. All right. .cs HTML, and I'm gonna paste that in here for now. Okay. And then after this, we're gonna also create some partials. So when we create our stuff, we don't need the privacy one because I'm gonna delete the privacy stuff anyway on the home controllers. But let's go see what else this is wanting us to do. And our startup, yes, very important. In our startup, we don't need the bottom one. This is a little bit older, so we just need the adding database context stuff right here. So if I press Control C, right, I'm gonna have to go to my startup and go to configuration, and underneath it we're gonna Control V that. We don't have to put use that, but we definitely want to put home context, right? So right now this is looking for something, so we're gonna add that in there. It's called the context is looking for that. So what is this looking for? Let's see. You don't have the framework in there. You figure with all these things already added in here, it would probably add the framework since it's new MVC, but it doesn't, which is crazy. Now the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put services dot add session. All right. Oh my goodness, I can't press those buttons. And we got a semicolon. And underneath here, we're gonna put the use sessions, because if you add it, you have to use it. This right here, it's not really, you're adding database concepts, but we don't need to use it here. It's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Use app.use session. All right, and then we close it out like that. And then we'll bring the HTTP stuff in later when we actually doing the home controllers. But I think that's kind of like all that's needed in here. Let's see what that independent injection is saying. Oh yeah, I'm glad well, we didn't do the home controllers anyway, so I didn't forget. We could copy and paste this, but let's try to make it a little bit different. It's gonna be the same thing. So let's go to our home controllers right now, and let's close the context down. And instead of this, we're gonna want to have private home context, right? And let's just look at it real quick because I forget sometimes. And this right here is initiating a context for the database field. So I know it's for that, and I don't like that underscore. I think that's what most people like that, but I call it like that. All right, and in here we're gonna put home context. Now we have to import that in as well. So let's just hold the control button down or command button down and press the using logics, login mission context, so we can have it there. And then we're gonna put context here, right? And we're gonna delete this right here, and we're gonna put db context gets context, right? And this is making it an instance of the context, so we could put it and use the context itself into the database. And this database context is the this right here is getting from the home controller. Hey, now that you got an instance of it, what we're gonna do with it, and we're gonna put some type of context from the registration thing we're gonna make. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's that. All right, so that's all we needed, kind of like from that. And then it's got this right here, but we already have our index right here. We don't need to put that get yet. What we are gonna do is we're gonna close this out, and I'm gonna pause this real quick so I could tell my son to be quiet. So now that I told him to shut up, and this video is about 30 minutes long already. Now this might be a little bit longer because we're gonna put home controllers in and we're gonna create stuff. So I'll call this the model setup for log. No, let's just continue. I don't care if this is an hour. If this is an hour long or more, that's good for us, me, you, general, so we could get this thing taken care of. Now let's just build out our web pages. So we're gonna put a new file right here. We're gonna call this register.cshtml. Now I'm gonna put register partial, and because we're making it a partial, and then we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna put a login partial because we're making it a partial. You don't have to name it that. I just tested it out. You don't have to name it partial, but it just helps you remember that it's a partial. So in our index right here, we're gonna delete this crap right here, right? And then we're gonna actually, we're done with the home context thing right here. We could go to next right here, and this is gonna be for your database creation, and I'll go over that right now because we do need to migrate right now. Let's make sure that there's no errors. If we see any errors in here, then it won't migrate. And I do that all the time on accident. So to migrate, we're gonna go .NET EF for Entity Framework, not FNU, and and in my EF we're gonna put migrations, add, and then this is the first migration you're gonna do. So it's gonna be user and login user models. Right, that's what we're migrating, but it's gonna be bigger so you can look at it's one line. I try to make this big enough for you. Oh, yeah, that works too. Okay, good. So I'm making it bigger so you can see, but you see how all this is? That should work with no issues, I hope. If it doesn't, well, I messed up. So this is, if you do GitHub, ever did GitHub, this is like GitHub. It's saying, set this up to make a schema in a database, right? That's all it's saying. Now you're gonna create. Now you're actually creating the database. That was migrating all the information to become part of that database. Now you're gonna create the database, right? So to do that, and that probably messes up, is database update. All right, and we could put /v like that to see if it stands for verbose. It's basically saying, let me see everything that's happening in the background, but in like a thing. So it's either database update database, but since database updates sounds sillier, I think it's that. Bam, it started, and if there's an error, we can see the error without having to type build error. So bam, that's done. So that worked, right? And now we could build out our stuff without, that's basically what we did there. Now this is talking about querying, and this is the stuff I did. And we will come over here with some of these registration concerns. And what this is gonna help us do is, as you see, it helps us put these things in here right here. Yeah, I have that, and then it's gonna help us validate our registration and all that good stuff. All right. So first things first, let's build this out. We need to have a form, right? So in our form, it's gonna be a post, and in our post form, right? In our post, we're gonna have action. We're gonna call it add user, just like that. Mad easy, mad simple, because that's the action we want here, right? So we could leave that like that. We can make it different. First things first is we gonna want to have a label. Now let's have a div, and let's make some classes in this div so we can see the divs nicer and cleaner. I like my divs to be actually, let's just make a div for now. But we'll put classes in when I could think of what I want in my class. And then we're gonna put a label. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy and paste. And when I'm done with this section right here, I will pause the recording so I could get my food from the supermarket. But I'm not gonna stop the recording. I'm just gonna pause it. So my label is gonna be that, and we're gonna put the ASP-4. All right, and it's for first name, right? Because it's for the user. And let's add that model. At model, and I'm gonna put user here, okay? So it knows, it's saying, hey, use this model user right here. That's what the at model does for your website. So this is the page. We're gonna well, it doesn't really matter. We don't need this right here. This is just a waste of space. So in our label, we're gonna also put a input, right? And we don't even need the type because we're gonna put ASP dash 4, and it's gonna be for first name. Everything is for first name, right? And I like to have my stuff closed, a closing tag on it, even though you don't need it. I like to have it. And the last thing we're gonna do is to do a span, right? Oh, you know what? Let's undo that and put dot text danger. This is the first text I'm gonna change, and because I wanted to see it like it's not working well or something like that. And I'm gonna make this basic. I'm not gonna make this with all types of different crazy colors like I do. And if you want to add some CSS or some styling with the class, like create a lot of styling, then we'll do that later. Okay. So we're gonna do text danger, and right here we're gonna put ASP dash 4 as validations for. Actually, that makes more sense because now this is gonna only show when something's wrong with the validation, and it's gonna be first name. All right, are we in register? Am I in index? Okay, so this is completely wrong because this belongs in the registration partial. So all this right here, Control X, we're gonna put in the registration partial. In here, all we have to do, all right. First, I like div tags, and then I'm gonna give it a class of dflex. Oops, flex dot what else we want to do with that flex? Justify contents, and we're gonna want the content to be around. So it could have like the same amount of space all around the page, so it'd be like 2 pages like that. And that should be it. And we're gonna put, oh, this is how you do it. You put, let me see if I can just put partial. No, doesn't like that. So you have to actually write that and then do partial, right? And then you're gonna put, I'm gonna put my closing tag here, and then I'm gonna put name, and I'm gonna put we want the login page, the login partial first. So let's put login partial. That always looks cool. And instead of trying to put all that other stuff, we're just gonna copy and we're gonna put register partial, right? Register partial. And this was gonna allow us to see the stuff that's in there. We haven't done anything with the home controllers, but nothing yet. So with this being said, on your index, right? That's what we did. We could put that home at home like thing again, like the stuff that it had. That at I think it had it like that, and then it said view data or something like that. View data, and we're gonna say dot title because it already has that in there. And we're gonna put equals, and we could put registration page, you know. And this is just gonna give it the title. And it might, we need that, I don't know. Let's press S, and it separates that, and why is this not going out there? That's all this should need, is the view data title. I could be wrong with this, we'll take it back. Well, let's just copy this, right? Let's just undo everything like I did. And then you'll see, oh, title is supposed to be in the square brackets. Your mistake, my bad. All right, and to see if this is actually working, all right, we'll save that, and then we'll go to let's see. That's what I do. I undo everything on this specific page, and then I put it back. I knew there was something wrong with it. I knew it was supposed to be something different, but I get that and view back confused sometimes. So now we could call this registration or login page, login or register, like that. And you know what? Do we have anything on this right here? We don't have nothing on here. We could just put you know what? The heck with it. We're gonna copy this right here real quick. We're gonna put it right here real quick, and then we're gonna put login user right here because that's the model we want to work with for this. Did I put login user yet? Did I have a login user model? Logging. Oh, I'll put login. Let's change the name of that. This should be login, not logging. Okay, and now that'll work. Everything should be good to go. That should change in a second, maybe. I don't know. Oh, the close too close. What's going on? Let's put that. Let's just do it again. Login user. And the reason it has an issue here is because we got this ASP first name. That's our control DD, and let's say email. I think that's what the issue should be. No. What's going on here? Why is this not working? Type of namespace login user could not be found. Well, it's not a namespace. It's a model. Is something like that? Nope. Well, this is what I'm gonna have to do. Let's cut that. Let's delete that, and then let's add new C# class, and we'll call it login user. I don't know why I'm trying to make it harder than what it is, right? I think I did all that, right? Yep, login user. Oh, this is where the problem was, right here, login user. I was looking for the class, and it said logging. So I didn't have to do that, but since I did it, now let's go back to the index, login partial. Now that works. Login user works. We shouldn't have to remigrate because those are not even in the database. But just to show you, let's start a new terminal real quick here. Even though I'd rather do the terminal stuff out here, I'm doing it here real quick just so I can show you. .NET watch run. Hopefully this starts working right away and I don't have to cry to my mommy about it. Okay, that's what you see right now. You see that email? That's the login, and this is the register. So we're gonna do some nice cleaning that up right here, and let's get rid of that. We're gonna do that in a second. Let's just create the pages. We got the login partial, but let's do the register partial first because it has more stuff for it. And in this div, we're gonna Control C and then enter and Control V, then Control S, so it can indent it again for us, so we don't have to. So we got first name, this is last name, then we got email, then we got password, then we got confirm password, and the one thing we don't have, yes, I'm gonna put it in its own thing. We're gonna have this button right here, button, and we're gonna call it submit. And right now we don't have nothing, so let's just put create user, and let's just change all this thing around. It's all gonna be for the last name. Now we got Control D, and we're gonna put last name, right? We're gonna do that again here. Double click here, Control D and D. Make sure you get it all. We'll put email here, and this is the password. So Control D, and then we're gonna put password, right? And what do we do for the Control D? We're gonna put confirm. And then PW, I think it was capitalized, but if you don't remember it, what you have to do is go to users and just make sure. Confirm password, confirm PW, okay, and it's both capitalized. So bam, that is that. It's not gonna work because just not. We could put a class here and we could call it BG Lite. You don't want to do that, light, and that's gonna make it look. We're gonna put margin. Let's put a margin of 3 all around. Above it, let's put register here and the H1 tag. Oh man, I didn't press that. Register here. You know, we're gonna register that sucker here. And I press Control S so it could all look nice and neat. So this is gonna be registered here, and well, let's just take a look at what it looks like. Bam. It's not what's wrong? Oh, and this is why I do it here. This is the .NET one. Watch run here, and with this bad boy should say, yeah, we started this, son. I'm saying, bam. There you go. So that looks kind of crappy, and we will put some columns in here. So we're gonna put a column 5 in here, and we're gonna put some in the padding. We need some at least some padding of 3. And yeah, let's see what that looks like, and let's try to make the other side look the same. Wow. You know what else we could do for our stuff? Yeah, we could put some. Honestly, we don't really need to change that. That looks fine. But this doesn't look fine. This looks horrible. Column 5. It should be like. Let's try that. Let's put that as a column 5. Maybe that's what the issue is. Let's get rid of it here. It's got our padding. Let's see what we got here now. There, that looks a lot better for the registration. And we could put some stuff to make it look even nicer later. We could align it to the left, you know. But let's go finish putting out our login partial right here. So we got email, we got Control C, we got Control V, and let's save that. And then we're gonna go password. Hold on. Let's double click here, DD, and then we're gonna put password. All right. So that's gonna take care of those 2 things right there. Except for this, we want to put an H1 right here, and we're gonna call it login. And I'm putting it on both on one page because I did it before a different way, and I liked it that way. And let's just put a class because the last thing I want to put on my registration class, because I really like this a lot, we're gonna put a shadow and then lodge, and then we're gonna just basically copy this right here and put it in. Let's copy the whole class, and we're gonna put that in the in here. You know what I'm saying? Right here. And it doesn't have a class yet, so let's just do that. And let's get rid of the class center. We don't want it centered. It looks better aligned. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see that looks. This could be centered. That could be centered. But let's get that text unregistered. That doesn't look good. But let's give it the column 5. Let me see what this looks like here. I mean, that looks great, right? And we're just gonna do that, and then we're not gonna worry about login and register center and making too much time doing that and making it all pretty, because this right here is literally a sentence that could use for something else. It's like a template. So let's go here and let's refresh all, and now you can see our login and registration database here, and my table that I was talking about with the users, and there's nobody in it yet because we got to create all that. But this is the schema that it made. You see what I'm saying? That's what we want. That looks beautiful. It looks awesome. Let's minimize it. Now it's time to put some functionality in it. Oh, you know what I forgot real quick? Let's get rid of that. And this action is not going to be add user for the login picture. It's going to be login. That's what our action is going to be. And the one thing I forgot is I forgot the div for the button. Yes, we're gonna make it a submit button right here, and in between the, I don't know why I did that, but it's gonna be called login, and that's it. And we'll do some fancy stuff in the classes later with it, but for now, let's just have a button, and just make it look like that. It doesn't matter. I don't care. You know, we got a button. Everything is fine. I love it. I love you button. Okay button. And that's just basically the ugliest looks we could have right now. Now it has no bottom and it has no top right here, and it just looks ugly. It really does. We could put a background picture to make it look pretty, but we're not gonna do that for the login and registration part. We'll do that in the wedding planner part. So now that I'm done with that and that, let me just try to finish this. It just makes more sense for me to try to finish. All right, our layout's taken care of. Oh, we forgot our I got rid of the header in the layout, and I was supposed to use it for the dashboard. We'll use it for the dashboard. We'll find it for somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? I'll get it from a different project. Matter of fact, let's do that now. Do I have dashboard? Hold on, did I have dashboard? Oh, I put it in here. So we're saved. We're saved again. So once we can log in, we'll be able to go to our dashboard. We'll be able to see different things. You know what I'm saying? We'll be able to see this. That's all we need to see. So let's start with the home controllers. And let's start with the index. Index needs a route, and the only reason it needs a route is because it's index like this, and everything is gonna be view, and we're gonna put index in everything because we wanted to make sure people could find it. You know, I don't know why, but I feel like you need to put it in there. So we got this taken care of. What's the first thing we want to take care of? Let's do the create. Let's do the post. We need a post, and in the post, hold on, we need to put this in the HTTP post, and then we need to put this. And what did we say we're gonna post it on in the user one? In the not the user one, in the registration. We don't need this right now. We need the views and in the let's just keep that there for good looking. We wanted it to be add user, right? So we're going to home controllers, we're gonna put add user without the slash. It's crucial you put the slash here, but it's not crucial you put the slash here. Okay. Another thing is this is gonna be iAction result is always gonna be something. So we're gonna just call it add user. Or do you want to put create user? I like the word create because we're creating it in a database. But not or we can add it to the database. Just leave it add user just because it's already there. Add user. So here we're gonna put it's gonna be called add user. I like to do camel case. It's I guess it's something. All right, and then it's gonna need a return. Well, our first return is gonna be view, and it's gonna be index. You know what I'm saying? And the reason it's gonna be index is because we gotta put some stuff in here. Now, some of that stuff is what I'm trying to show you next. Right here, we got this. They give us a beautiful register post one. I'm calling it add user. Maybe I should call it register, right? That makes sense. It only makes sense. So add user register, same thing. Let's just keep it like that. So right here, it's trying to show us some stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna copy the inside. I don't need the rest of it. Copy. All right. And then I'm gonna paste that right here. It's gonna be a little bit more than this. This is DB context. All right, and this doesn't have that yet. So let's control save that so it could look nice and neat. And as you see right here, it needs to find a user. We want to make a user. So we're gonna pass it information from that form. It's passing all that information in, and now we're trying to pass it into the database. But we gotta make sure it works. So user, right? That takes away this. But right now if model state is valid, okay, what do we want to do? We want to do some stuff in here. If it's not valid, what's the first thing we want to do? Return view index. Okay, so if it's valid, we want to check to see if the context of users, if any of them is in the database already. Now we know our first person we're going to create is not going to be in the database, but we want to make sure that if any of them is in the database, that it be like, nah, son, nah, there's somebody with that email in the database already. That's what this model state add model error is actually doing for us, so we don't have to do it. Now right here it says you may consider returning to the view at one point, right? So what that's saying is that right here we want to do exactly what it says right here. You know why? Because this also is not valid. The name, this thing is like somebody's already in the database. Okay, but if it passes this, we do want to give it an else statement, right? We do want to give it an else statement, and this else statement. Let's control S it so it could be C# looking. And in this else statement right here, what do we want to do? That is the question. All right. Well, the first thing we want to do is we want to create a hash password. So sometimes that's actually confusing how to get to it. All right. So let's go to the password hashing because it's going to give us that. basically this line right here, okay? What we're trying to do is hash the stuff. So it had all that other stuff that we're doing. It's basically doing the same thing for us. And then hashing the password so we can put it into the thing. So this is easy. Let's try to fix that right here, right? All right. We need a password hasher, right? Now it's gonna say what this is, and we probably gonna have to bring in that Microsoft identity. So that's gonna get rid of that maybe after we put password hasher. We call it hasher for the heck of it. And then this part is actually sometimes confusing to remember. So we want to put it as a list as well. So let's make it a list user. All right. And then we want to put equals, well, it has a capital S. So let's just be like it says here. I didn't spell that right. So let's spell the hasher like that. And then let's get, this is new password user hasher, right? So equals new password. What the hell just happened? Password hasher user. See, it adds stuff for it. I think that's it with yeah, parentheses and that. Oh nope, that goes on outside. Bam. So this is saying to hash and create a hash, make this be able to hash a string to make it different. And I'm going to show you that in here real quick when we go back to the users over here. This is a hash password. If you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And every time I do it, it's different. You see that? It hashes it differently every time. But the only way to match it is if you match it with that. Is that live? Don't need 5? All right, but that's from our belt exam one. This one doesn't have anything in it. So now we're just basically saying, yo, hash my password. Let's actually just copy and paste that real quick so it could be easier. Now I was saying the user here, the dot password that you pass in from the from here is going to be hash. So how do you do it? When you actually do it, you want to put the yeah, here's your new password. Okay, that's basically saying where do you want to find the password from? The user, and what attribute do you want it to be hashing? This could be confirmed PW. This could be name. It doesn't matter, but because we're trying to make sure that we're hashing the password, we put in password because that's what we called it. All right, and now we're not done yet. We're not done. We need DB context right here, right? And now we're gonna put dot users, right? And then we put dot add, and in here we're gonna put user, the lowercase user, because that's where we got coming in from the thing. Oh, we're still not done. All right, we got DB context dot save changes, and then we wanna redirect them to the dashboard. So return redirect to action to action. And we're gonna go here and we're gonna put dashboard in here, right? Oops, we didn't need that. And we're gonna put the dashboard in here, right? Dashboard. Is that how I spelled it? Let me see. Yeah, dashboard. That's the size. Oh, I spelled it with a capital B. Oh well. Let's put this at that capital B. All right. And now that we added the user, we could actually make, let's put some space here. We actually have to make this what they call it. We have to make this the a route to the dashboard. So we're gonna call this HTTP get. And the reason we're just putting a get, and we're gonna put dashboard, and then we're gonna put the action result. Action public. Action results, and we have to put a name. We're gonna call it dashboard, right? And what this is gonna do is return the actual dashboard. So first of all, we need to do this right here, and then we're gonna put return view dashboard, and this is saying that it's just basically want to show us the dashboard. Okay, now before we do anything else, um, and the reason, well, first of all, the reason I'm directing it directly to the dashboard here is because I don't care. All right, I don't care. Bam. But one thing we do want to do is we want to do this HTTP context. Now this is not going to work because we need to bring in the oh what? Okay, that okay, we need to bring in the session spot. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I forget sometimes how to bring in the session spot. So we're gonna do that right there. We're gonna go to that dashboard, and we're gonna go here because it has the session spot. Where I don't know, but it should be in one of these things right here. I might have. Oh, there it is. And the only thing I'm looking for is that one liner. We already have that in there when we this is the one liner that I'm looking for. All right, so yeah. So let's put that right here. Oh no, that goes up here. That's so we could use this right here. All right. As you can see how you use it, you can put it as a local variable. Excuse me. And we're gonna do that as well sooner than later, but not right now. Yeah, we want to do it now. HTTP dot context dot session dot set int 32. All right. We have to give this a name. So we call it user ID with lowercase d here. And then we're gonna go and get the user dot user ID. So basically, we're setting this guy's user ID here, right? This is how we're setting it up to like, hey, get me this. All right. That's basically what that is. I'm gonna show you how to use that in a few, and let's save that. And before we see if we can even put anybody in the dashboard, well, let's go to our hashing right here, because now we're gonna do login registration, which is a little bit different. All right, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna use this exactly. Instead of writing all the code out myself and wasting more time, I will explain this to you instead. So login, right? We got nothing called login here, which is good. So we can make this a login. This is gonna be a HTTP post. This is a post, and then we're gonna it's gonna get login. And the reason this is highlighted like that because we don't have everything, so it's not satisfied. So let's get this right here and let's put DB context. So let's control save that so everything is stuffed properly. We'll fix everything in a second. Okay, the first thing I want to do is I want to satisfy that. How do you satisfy that? Well, if this stuff ain't valid, we're gonna go to yes, exactly, return view index, right? Nope, index, and that's gonna satisfy this right here. That's the only one that needs to satisfy it. All this stuff could work. It's not gonna satisfy it. All right. The first thing we want to do is they see it says user in database. They gets the email submission, user submission and login user, right? Yeah, we could I think we can make a. We're gonna keep this for now. We're gonna make a little project on top for wedding planner. What is this doing? Oh, what? Oh, there's no thing here. There it is. I forgot that. My bad. I satisfied that. Everything looks good now. I was like, what's wrong with it? So this right here is saying you get the user in the database from the email, right? From the user, the email that they put in. And right here it says if the user in the database is null, we are going to add this error for the email, and then we're going to return some view. So this is going to be index. Everything's indexed if it's bad. Now this is very important, all right? We got the variable hasher because we need the same thing kind of like that. So we need to make a new variable hasher every time we do a different method. This is lowercase. New password hasher, login user. So it just made it new. And then we're gonna get the result of what they put in the thing. So we're trying to verify the password. So we're gonna unhash it, so to say. That's what this is trying to do. So what it's saying is the person in the database, right, that we created, that person in the database, what's gonna happen to that person is first we want to find out who we trying to verify. Like what we trying to what person trying to verify something? Oh, the person that submitted it, try to verify it, right? So what we need next? Well, let's go find the password in the database with this person's information in it because it's the email. So that's the only other thing it's looking for is the email. So now that I find the email that's the same email, let's find out if it's the same password by unhashing this password with this password. But first, you want to find this password to make sure you unhashing this password. Now, we could put this log. We could change that to log if you want. Instead of user submission, we could just change that to log. Let's just do it here and put log here. Put Control D and just put log. Oh, that's not how you spell log, right? And then we could do it here. We could put this log for the login user. We could make it whatever we want. And then we could call this log as well. And that's not how you spell log. So basically, that just made it a lot easier as far as how much we type. That's it. Okay. So this is saying, this is the same thing. So what we want to do is very similar. The only difference we're going to do with this is that we're going to put password. If you put email, it does not going to work. So if the password of this person is bad, so when you add the model, it takes it as a string and invalid email/password. Now we're putting that on both of them, and the reason we're doing that is because we don't want them to know if it's the email or the password, because they should know their own email. It should be saved. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I'll show you what I mean. Nope. I gotta go back to C#, and it's not gonna work right now because is it? Control C to shut down. Let's shut it down. I shut it down. It's not gonna work right now because it's probably it should have been working. What the heck? Let's go to here and let's go run again. And let's go to C# right here. Let's try it again and again and again. Why is it not working? It's running. Do I have an error somewhere? Usually it will turn red over here if I have an error. I don't have no error. I don't know why this is not working. Am I on the right? Login original, done that much when it was just working. We all see it's working. Let's try that one more time. And now my code is so broken that it won't even log in. That's just weird. I'm not even on the internet. C#. That's all I should have to press. But before we go any further, let's just do this real quick, and then I'll show you. So what are we gonna do? The exact same thing we're gonna do right here. We're gonna paste it here. All right. And but if everything's good to go here, we're going to that's right, you got it. Return. All right. Return to action. I mean redirect for action. And where we going? Dashboard, right? Capital B. Control Z. Board. Dashboard. Okay, that's what I have over here. Dashboard, capital B. Okay, that's what we have to pass it. And the reason we don't have to worry about creating another one for login because they're both in our shell thing, which for some reason is not wanting to work. I'm gonna yeah, it's I don't know. Let's just try to do it in the terminal here. Maybe it works in the terminal. Let's just put .NET watch run here and see if it works here. Now we definitely know we're in here. No ands buts about it, but let's see if this works now. What the hell is going on with my computer? Wow. nothing should have broke there, and it's not broken here, but it's not working here. And now I will probably pause some of this right here to try to figure out why my local host just straight up stopped. Ouch. All right, we have the login and registration and everything working there. Let's do this. That works still. So this is not running. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go here and press C again and wonder why it's not running. So let me pause this video once, just for find out what I did wrong, and then when I figure it out, I'll come back. So I got it up, and I'll show you what I did wrong. I have to have index here. But index on your controllers should be, it's the very first one. We shouldn't need index here. That was my issue. I shouldn't have put that there. So now if I go to C#, it goes back to this because I just saved it, so it's gonna take a little time. Now it's gonna work. I just figured out. I literally walked away from my computer, went to get my groceries, got my groceries, came back, and then bam. That's what took so long for me to fix it. So I just had to type in index. I would have never got that if I didn't stay. If I stood at my computer. All right. Next thing is what? Well, let's test this stuff. That's the only problem I have with this. We can't log into nothing because there's nothing in there to log in with, right? Let's put a first name. We're gonna put Johnny 5 like that. And then we're gonna put is alive is at alive.com, and our password, you guessed it, is gonna be something that we should be able to see, right? No, this is where I messed up at, but it worked. However, as you can see when we do this, Johnny 5 is alive. The password is not 1 through 8. So this is where I messed up at, and this is basically what we're gonna see pretty soon. Let's log out. We don't have a log out. We gotta make the log out, and we're gonna get rid of this privacy thing here. See how this is the dashboard. You see how there's nothing in the bottom, but we have this lovely thing we could work with now, login and registration. We can get rid of the login and registration on the side, and we can just put like dashboard here. That's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna put a welcome thing here. But before that, we have to make a log out stuff. And before that, let's see so we don't let's go to control models, because this is where they both need it. So the one thing I didn't do, and I didn't mean to do, I didn't mean to mistake it, and now I'm kind of frustrated that I misstated it, is we forgot to put the data type. Well, I forgot to put data type. I keep saying we, but I'm the only one here. Data type, and then you want to put data type. Man, why does it lowercase it, knowing that it can't be lowercase? Dot password. And that way it won't show the password. So let's just copy and paste this here, and then let's go to our login users, and let's do that there. We don't want to see it there either. So now all this is saved. What I like to do, even though I don't think I have to, well, let's find out. Let's go home. There's no home. There it is. Home is going to be dashboard, by the way. Let's try to find out. Now it works, but we don't have. I think we since we did that, we shouldn't have to remigrate. So now that we're saving this and making sure everything's right, we go to is alive, and let's do this, and let's see if that worked. Everything worked there. Amazing. I can't believe there's so many people with the same name. All right, now that this is working and not working, let's close this out real quick. So control but we don't need that. All right, we don't need this no more. Now that is working, because I messed up. I'm like I said, this is gonna be a long video. It's gonna be my longest video, but let's create logouts and stuff like that. So in our dashboard we have a header, right? In our header we have this thing called home, which is pretty cool. But we want to call it to dashboard. That's what we actually want to do. Dashboard, and we want to put to honestly, we don't really want this here. I don't care for it to be a link at all. navbar brand. So I don't even care what that says. I just wanted to say dashboard here. This is the part that we wanted to say dashboard. And dashboard is actually like that, spelled like that. So here, when it says on our button links right here, we don't want this to go to home anymore. We want this to go to dashboard. No, Control Z. This one we want home because that's the controller. The controllers in the home controllers, right? And we can leave out the word controllers because it understands controllers, just to let you know. And this is going to be dashboard here. And we don't need this one at all. Now, if we get out of this div right here, let me see. If we get out of this div right here, we could put welcome and the person's name. You know what I'm saying? Welcome dot the person's name, person. But we'll do that after. But we definitely want to put a logout. Most people like the logouts like that. But I'm gonna take this, Control C it, and I'm gonna call it logout. And we don't have a logout yet. But we're gonna make one. The action is gonna be called logout, and we're gonna put this is gonna be called dashboard, right? And I put dashboard there. Technically, we could have just welcome to dashboard. Welcome to the dashboard. You know, we don't even need that. That's just a waste of space as well. We'll put an H1 down here that says welcome to the dashboard. Underneath the header and a div, we could put H1 one tab. Welcome to the dashboard, right? And that's good to go for now. And the dashboard is basically gonna be that. Let me text my. All right, so real quick, we created this logout thing right here. But now we actually got to create it in our home controllers, right? So we got the login, right? User stuff. We got first of all, we got the registration stuff, right? And we registered, we added a user, create user, whatever, register user, whatever you want to call it. In here, we're going to probably have to add some stuff, which I will eventually add. But right now we're just trying to do a view, and we're gonna have to add some stuff so we could actually get the stuff we need, right? So we will do that shortly, and I'm gonna make a little function for that, a method for that on the top, so we don't have to worry about it later on in action. In life. So first, let's make a logout. Let's just make the logout. We got all the login stuff here. Let's make a logout. Logout's the hardest one we could make right now. And we're gonna call it logout, and then everything else is gonna be the same, public, right? And then we're gonna put iAction, right? Result. We gotta name it something. We call it logout, and then in here we don't have to do nothing. We just put them here, and we put HTTP session dot clear. Right, and then we just do that, and then we put return. Basically, we just returning to the view. We could put redirect for action. This is let's go to view for now, and we're gonna, you know what we're gonna return to? Exactly that, index. And everything's good to go there. Now we can log out. Now let's try to log back in with is alive. Let's see if that worked. Is it still running? What's still running? Let's see if that worked. This site can't be reached. What do you mean this site can't be reached? Log in. Why are you trying to log in? All right, so let's go look for all right, we got login, and where's login again? It has 1, 2, 3. There it is, login. Login user, log. Oh, yeah, this should be dashboard. My bad. Supposed to be dashboard. Now, did we call dashboard like that? Okay, that was the issue there. Let's go back. Let's refresh. Come on, man. What's going on now? What the? Oh my God, this is starting to annoy me. Sometimes I have to close it out, honestly, and I don't know why. See, I closed something out, and now it's now I just exited. It was acting crazy, so I had to. Sometimes it does that, and then you have to do this and be like, why is it acting so crazy? See, now it works with no problem. It's alive. Let's just type in. Yeah, that's the what? Why is it saying login? Page can't be found. I just changed it to dashboard. Hold on. Login. I don't want to change login here at all. What I'm trying to change. Hold on. This is the login partial. It should be /login. Okay, and that's the action and login. Login. Everything is login. The view index. All right. So it's having an issue with the login. There you go. I don't know what happened. It worked itself out. So you see how it says welcome person? Now it says dashboard here and home. Why does it have home there? This should be log out. So let's log out. There you go. And let's change that in the login partial to not in the login partial, in the index. Okay, it has partials in the dashboard. There it is, dashboard. And the second one should be called logged out, log out. So that's the only problem we have there. So that's saved. Let's do it one more time to see the log out. And now you see close. Now it says log out. Now we could basically say if we wanted to view stuff, we have to add some extra stuff. Hold on one second. Somebody's calling me. Hold on. Okay, I didn't do anything since that. I just was pausing. Okay, up here, right underneath this content, right underneath this controller thing, I'm gonna my action result, get user in database. Let's just put it like that. All right, and we're gonna this is gonna be something easy. It's a one-liner, so let's Control S. It could be look better. And we really kind of like gonna return the stuff in the database. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was cheating a little bit to try to remember this. All right, there it is. That's what it was. That's the first word I was starting off with. DB context dot should be users. I mean, it's the only thing you got. Users dot first or default, and here should be you for users in the HTTP context here. That sounds good. Let me double check to make sure I got it written down properly. Okay, that's right. This smack me silly. Dot user ID, because it's taking in whatever one we're working with right now, because of where it's at in the database. It's looking in the database for the users, and then you said first and default, and you got to put a lambda right here. That's the equals and greater than sign. It means equals, and it's basically saying it's kind of like a little function. Find the user in the database. All right. That equals the HTTP oh my God, get the hell out of my way. HTTP context dot session dot get integer 32. Nope. Yeah, that's right. And then we go here and we put a user ID, right? That's what we did last time for it when we set it. Let's see if I said that right. I probably said something wrong, and that's why I'm gonna go look again. I don't know why I keep pressing that. Right here, user or for you, that's right. Equals that session got. Okay, hold on a second. Something's wrong here. We're figured out right now. type login and registration model user. Hold on. Let's see. I got the HTTP there. Okay. Database context users. First and default. Yep. U equals u.user ID. And the reason I remember most of this part is because we did it already. Equals HTTP session. Oh, do I not have a closing bracket? Am I missing an extra closing bracket? No. Okay. You know what? Let's write the whole thing over again. Return db context dot users dot first or default, right? That makes sense. U. Okay, and then we're gonna get that u dot user ID because it's looking for the user ID in the context to match it that equals or is the same as the one in the HTTP context dot session dot get integer 32, which we set, which should be index. Should be user ID like that, and then this should be working just fine. Let's just double check something. Oh, that's why that didn't work there, but now it's telling me this don't work. This is the exact same thing I wrote before. Yeah. Let's control save it and see if this does anything for it. I don't know what it's trying to do. Convert type login registration dot model dot user to microservice. Explicit exit conversion. Am I missing a cast? Should I do that? Is it telling me to cast that? Nope, that didn't work. Oh, that's not gonna work without the word you capitalize. Let's see, is that what it's looking for? Oh, it's saying I want this here. That's my first issue. I got into it, which makes no sense of why I'm getting into it. You know what? Let's just delete that and see. Let's move on. Let's keep that there. And in my dashboard, we're gonna try to find out. We're gonna need that. So I don't know why this is giving me such a problem. Let me see something. I'm just gonna copy this and to make this is to double check to make sure I'm not going crazy. Let's just copy it over here. Let's see, and let's just make sure I'm not going crazy and I type something else wrong. And that should be a capital D, I think. And then the same thing's happening. So let's go down here. Let me put this on pause, and maybe I should ask the teacher before I forget. Never mind. I'm so blind. As soon as I said I was going to ask the teacher, I don't need this. I need to call it user, and that'll fix everything. Okay. And the reason we're doing that here is because one, we're setting it right here, and we're gonna want to use it in the dashboard. And I just was looking over some other code to make sure I'm not going crazy. What's happening up here? But it's not an I action. It's just a method, and we're creating a user method so we could use a dashboard so we could bring that user in. So we could put like var user in database, right? In database, something like that. It doesn't matter. And then we could put get user in database, right? And then now you have this right here to check everything. And then you're gonna have to check to see if user in database right here. Nope, not that one. If user IDB, there you go, equals hold on. Let me think real quick. My mind's going blank because I'm going crazy. Yeah, I was being a little silly. So what we're gonna do right here, if it comes back here. We're gonna equal that. Make sure I'm still recording. Okay, it's gonna be maybe a 2-hour video from the way I'm doing it now. Okay, silly. Here we go. So if the user is null, right? We're gonna return redirect to action, and we're gonna return we're gonna go to log out. We want it to log out. We don't want it to keep going, right? And see how it just says return view dashboard? It's already in the dashboard. It doesn't need to return that. So what we're gonna want to return is the user in the database, so we could use it. We could use it in the dashboard when we're doing our stuff with the app model stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that that's kind of like that. I think I should be done. I'm just gonna double check to make sure all my code is correct and that it's done as well. So let me hold on 1 second. Let me check some stuff. Oh, you know what? Before we even go check some stuff, let's go to the dashboard, and then we could put welcome. Do we have a user model? The heck with it. Let's make it an at user model, right? Let's put an at model user, right? And then in here we could put welcome, and then you could put model at model dot first name, and then at model dot last name. And then now I was gonna say welcome that person. And honestly, there's really not much else we want to see here because our logout's in the top. So let's just log in and let's see if this works. Hopefully I got it. Nope. What? Is it live? Oh. Let's try it like that. What the oh. Okay, let's refresh this. And now it should work. Let's see. Okay, so what's happening here is something in my controller. So return view user in database. If user equals null, it's going to return to log out. Redirect it. So if it's not null, it should return the view user in database. Okay, this is gonna drive me insane, but let me check that out and double check. I'll be right back. I just want to make sure what I'm doing. I'll come right back to here. Yeah, I just figured it out right here. So right here, you see this database, this stuff right here. We could put that, and we could switch that around to make it look nicer. You could put get user in database, and it's gonna do the same thing. And since we got this user in database, and then we hash to see if it was in the database, all that good stuff here. If it's successful, we gotta we gotta set it again. I forgot all about that. We gotta set that set in 32, right? And what we gotta set it to, kind of like the same thing we set it up here for. You know, we want to set the session because we're going directly to that session. Basically, I'm just gonna copy and paste this down there. So let's copy and paste, and the only difference is that we're gonna put user in, there you go, in database. All right, so now it should work with no issues. Let's reset because it's still on the old school stuff. It's still on logout. That's another reason why. Well, that shouldn't matter now. That way, because model redirects it from here. Invalid password email. What? Which one did I put in there? Yeah, I put that one. Invalid. Let's go to 5,000 to make sure it's not that. All right, let's just make sure is alive is in there. Yeah, invalid email. So I don't have it in my database. So it's right here. What are you talking about, guy? Yeah, this is my login and registration. It's literally right here. 95 is alive. No disassemble. So that means I messed something up. And I don't want to leave this messed up. Because right now it's saying that this is wrong. Invalid email? Come on, man. How is that an invalid email? It's the only email in our database. So where did I go wrong? Get user in database. If and then let's see, login. Yeah, it's looking for the user in the database with the email, right? Yeah. Get you in there. Database.context.users. That first u equals u user in the session get integer 32. Okay. So when I get that, when I send that, let's see if that works without any errors. Sometimes casting it with a var, like I said, sometimes messes things up. So in your dashboard, you're getting the user by the database. You're setting it here. You're this is the login. So you're looking right now. It's finding let's put user here too. Hopefully that don't mess it up. So you're looking for the user in the database. So when you press log in, it's saying if model is valid. That means everything in there. Yes. It could be the wrong password. Like if it's the wrong password and you put, it should say this is wrong, not that. See, this is email. This shouldn't be null because that email is in there. Let's just look at the email one more time. This is the email. I'm literally looking at it. And let's paste it. Yep, same email. Did it not? Is there something else wrong with it? Is it the space or something I don't know about? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't, okay, that's wrong. Okay, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna delete this guy in our database. Let's see if we could just drop him. Delete rows, yeah. Let's create a new guy. Let's come over here to 5,000 first, and let's create him again. Johnny, 5. We had it as 5, right? Come on, man. 5. Is alive. Let me make sure that that's not having anything special going on there. Anything special in the back, in the front of it. And maybe I just put the wrong password or something else is not working. Tab. Well, no, that's not it. Oh, I might have pressed something else there. Email already in database. No, it's not. Oh, you know what it is? It got to do it. And let's just do it. Let's just make it easier. Fixing database. Because that's not in the database. So let's do that. Let's see if everything's good to go. So nothing's there wrong. And let's do that update. And hopefully all that works. Hopefully there's no errors. Okay, that worked. Now let's .NET. Wow. No. We don't need to do that. Doesn't matter. It's just doing the same thing over. Like, oh wow, yeah, it worked again. Yay. No, we already have the code up. Oh look, it didn't have to. Holy macaroni! Can I get? This is actually making it harder. There you go. Let's create this guy again. Add user. See, he thinks he's in the database, so let's. We probably should refresh this to 5,000 real quick, because there's nobody by Johnny in my database anyway. Let's refresh this. Refresh all. So now that everything knows that it's not in there, I don't know why I keep showing my password there. I mean my stuff there. All right, I got it right here. This is what we're gonna do. We're literally gonna delete this. We're gonna drop schema, drop now. We're going to come over here and delete all our migrations just in case that's an issue. right? And now we're just gonna remigrate. All right, let's Control C and let's do this. Uh, yeah, whatever. Migrations and that should work because we got no migrations. Um, there you go. That should work. Let's do a clear. Let's clear that out, and let's go document there. Hopefully this works now, because this has no idea that it's we're gonna refresh everything. We're gonna put Johnny, and Johnny's because I use that other stuff. I've been doing that for a while. Now let's see. Sometimes this is what you gotta do to mess with it. Bam! Welcome Johnny 5. Close. All right, we got the dashboard. Still in the dashboard. We got the logout. We're still in the logout. Oh, right now that's kind of all we really need. We don't really need anything else. Let's just see is alive really in our database. If I didn't put save changes, what the hell does that mean? Oh, come on, man. What the is going on here? Okay, if user base, okay, let's see if I could go back. I clear the sessions out. Okay, we're logging out. Let's do it again a couple of times. The session's out. That means it's in our login somewhere. Is valid? Yes. Let's see. Model users in database. Okay, so we got this. We're looking for the password with this guy, and now we got the log password. If it's a result is 0, that means it's not working. I'm gonna yeah, this I don't see the error. Maybe I need to am I recording? Maybe I need to double check this. I don't care if this is 2 hours, just one video. It's starting to annoy me. Invalid email password. Like I literally just put that shit in. So let's just try to add somebody else instead. Let's put Don I don't know. Let's put Patrick Ewing. That's my favorite player of all times. And it is pat@ewing.com and same password. Hold on. I'll do it better like this. Okay, welcome Patrick Ewing. Okay, let's log out, clear all the section. And whatever his name, Pat Ewing. And then this is his password. Maybe it's not doing his password. Okay, we're gonna come over here. If that shit's in here, I'm gonna break this. 25, Pat Ewing, Pat Ewing. So right here is not retrieving something correctly. And I'm trying not to cuss too much. We got login user. User in database is return user and user ID. That section get 32 user ID. Let's just make sure this the way we set it is the same name. All right. Yep, but we're gonna paste it anyway. Because sometimes you could put here. Yeah, all right. Don't even worry about it. User in database. User ID is user ID. All right. Am I doing something wrong right here? User ID, session ID. So has this, and this is the add user. We're not worried about that. I think I'm having a conflict of issues from the login user. Because we're having the login log, and we're trying to get this user in database from a user. That's what I did last time. If user in database equals nothing, then this should have an email, invalid email password, but there's something in there. So right here it's telling me that the user in the database is null. All right, so This is weird because now it's telling me that the user. It's weird because I literally did this before I did came over here to make sure everything was working fine. This is looking for a user in the database from the log. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna save myself some time, and I'm gonna see if this works. If this works, right here, and I put it. Where's my login again? This is my login. Me trying to be a superhero and save everybody some time later. I'll never delete that. And let's see if that works. Refresh. Continue. It's not even working because maybe something's broken in here. Let's go to 5,000 and let's go to is alive. Now that we know he's in the database. Now it's saying it's not in the database. Okay. Okay. User in the database equals first user content session get to do ID. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. I'm gonna pause this because I won't be 8 hours. Well, the reason it's not working in the bottom part is because I really should not have this here, and I should say have one of those and put log dot user ID. Why is log not giving me dot email? So we're looking for see if this email is in here. All right, so we put in user in the database equals db context user. At first, I don't know why this is giving me such an oh, now this one we want to put var because it could be anything, so that will fix that. Oh, it's looking for the user now. Okay, now this is just making me feel embarrassed. But let's just come here and see this line right here. Oh, this is supposed to be email. Yeah, now I could match it. But it was just saying it's the wrong match, son. I'm blind sometimes. I be tired. I be doing things, trying to do things for myself to make myself better. I just made myself look more dumb. So much for getting better. Okay, here we go. So that should work. That's why that wasn't working. And the reason we have to use it this way is because this one is just looking for the user in the database after you're logged in. That's why the dashboard is looking for the user base after you log in. So that was like saying you dummy. Let's just see if it could work here without refreshing because, okay, that should work. And the reason that worked there because I saved it and it does what it wants it to do. Now you could put some other stuff in the index, but we could also get a delete function going here, like delete a user. But right now, I don't really want to delete anybody. That's pretty much all of it. We're logging in, we're logging out with this most required information. And because I'm not going to do update right now, but we would definitely do, if this was like a user, we would definitely do update and delete. Should I do a delete? I don't think I did a delete in this one, so let me see if I could find delete. Yeah, I didn't do a delete in that. And the reason why is because I saved it for Wedding Planner, because Wedding Planner we're going to do delete and update stuff. Things of that nature. We're going to do everything in Wedding Planner that we can. And yeah, this is my old one, but I didn't do that one with partials, so some of it was confusing. And welcome to the dashboard. That's all we're going to have. And that's going to be, and the reason I'm not making it so beautiful is because it don't need to be beautiful, because I might have a wedding picture in the background in my wedding planner, and I have another project that I want to use login and registration. Well, I use login and registration then. Now, I will teach you one last thing. Actually, I'm going to save that for the login and registration setup. But we're not going to use it in login. I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to comment it out because we don't want to use it until we're ready to deploy it. Like, we'll test it out after we're ready to deploy it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my login and registration video. Almost 2 hours. The first time I did it took me less time than this because I was trying to do it without any help. So I'll see you next video. This is wedding planning. This is the login and registration with partials for wedding planner.